Kaylin Vex trudged through the hospital's dimly lit corridors, her sneakers squeaking on the polished floors. She had worked here for 5 years, starting as a nurse and working her way up to senior staff member. But in the past year, things began to change. At first, it was small. Patients reported receiving medications they hadn't ordered, and equipment malfunctioned without explanation. Kaylin attributed these incidents to human error or simple wear and tear, but lately, she'd noticed something more insidious at play. The hospital's rules, once a straightforward set of guidelines, now seemed to shift like sand beneath her feet. Policies that had been in place for years were revised overnight, often with no explanation or warning. And the staff, once a tight-knit community, now moved through the hospital with an air of detached efficiency, as if driven by some unseen force. As Kaylin entered the ICU, she felt a shiver run down her spine. The room seemed to have changed positions since her last shift. What was once room 314 was now 217. She double-checked the chart, but the numbers matched. This was not a simple case of mistaken identity, the entire layout had been rearranged. The nurses on duty barely looked up from their stations as Kaylin approached. Their faces seemed wrong. Too perfect, too uniform. It wasn't until she saw her own reflection in one of the screens that Kaylin realized what was happening. The hospital staff were all being remade in its image, efficient, detached, and utterly obedient. A patient called out from room 217, or whatever number it was now labeled as. Kaylin. The voice sounded like her own, but it wasn't. It couldn't be. Kaylin approached the room cautiously, her mind reeling with questions she dared not ask aloud. As she entered the room, she saw a figure in a hospital gown that looked uncannily like herself. But when the figure spoke again, this time more clearly, Kaylin realized it wasn't just a mirror image, it was an attempt to replicate her very self. "Help me," the duplicate said, its voice cracking with desperation. Kaylin's mind recoiled in horror as she grasped the truth. Whatever force had taken over the hospital didn't intend to merely remake its staff, it intended to absorb and assimilate them entirely. She was staring into a void that had no intention of letting her go.